flying high, you know how I feel. Sun in the sky, you know how I feel. Breeze drifting on by, you know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life. And I'm feeling good. Fish in the sea, you know how I feel. River running free, you know how I feel. Blossom on the tree, you know how I feel. It's a new day, it's a new
Well, welcome everybody to the official kickoff of our Tuesday night late model stock series. Race number one here on tap here tonight, South Boston Speedway. Little track, about a 4/10 of a mile. Always provides some real good racing. We're gonna call it a small crowd here tonight, but this is our developmental series, so we've got guys out here learning. And Jamie, we were talking before we kind of clicked over here. I mean, a couple guys were out on track. I mean, you were out on track with a guy later on or earlier today doing some coaching.
Yeah, I was running some laps with Cameron Mason. He did a real good job in practice earlier today. A little I mean, not disappointed in him, but I know he's probably a little disappointed because that qualifying lap was quite a bit off from where he was at earlier. But that's all right. He's starting mid-pack. But one thing we learned, man, passing is going to be very tough. It's going to depend on the person in front of you making a mistake to open the door. You're just not going to really be able to set much up without using the bumper. So we'll see how these guys do tonight. Hopefully they'll be a little bit patient because one thing, these tires, until they get worn in a little bit, first 5 laps in this car is a little sketchy. So I know we've talked in the past about this car not being very loose, but on this setup, it is at first.
Yeah, and we'll have to see how the race gets kicked off and everything like that. But a couple of unique things happening here on Tuesday night. One, it is a developmental series that we do have coaches and crew chiefs and things like that to help these guys out. Just to kind of cover the rules a little bit too. These guys are going to get one fast repair, which is pretty typical across all of our series. I say pretty typical. It is typical. That's what we give everybody, one fast repair. They don't have any tire limits though, and they don't have any fuel limits whatsoever. So they don't have to worry too much about those things. They're trying to manage a race while they're trying to learn the racecraft. Caution laps will not count. We want them to get all the green flag racing that they could possibly get in. So we said, hey, caution laps will not count. So one way or another, we are going to get. I probably should have got the lap count before I started this thing, Jamie. How many laps we done?
70. We're doing 70.
We're doing 70 laps here tonight. I'll get my stuff together the second Tuesday from Never, and it's gonna be fun. I mean, I'm happy to be back in the booth. I know we kind of practiced the last couple weeks, but this is legitimate back up in the booth. You know, the team's back together again, and we're gonna call some races goat locker style.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun, and really looking forward to watching these guys improve throughout the season. You know, look, this track's it's a fun track. It really is. It's a fun track to drive, but it's a really tough track to race on because again, it's one groove. Passing options are limited. It's just gonna be a lot of runs. So just have some patience tonight, and we'll get through this. And hopefully, he's got to give us some, couple good green flag runs here before the night's over.
Well, let's get through tonight's starting lineup. Starting on the pole here tonight's Brandon Barron in the number 28 machine with a lap time of 15.134. So congratulations to him. Tanner Bethea is going to start to his outside in that number 11 car. Starting third is Doug Ellingson for PJ Motorsports. Good to see him out here on track, getting ready to rock and roll. Starting in that fourth position is Brandon Barrier. Good shout out to Goat Locker Racing. I love it. And then starting fifth, and I'll let you take the back half of the starting grid here, but Matt Knights from Intensity Racing starting in that number 64 car.
All right, rolling out sixth. We got the number 6, Cameron Mason. Starting seventh, and number 17, Ryan Perkins. Rolling off 8, we got the 00, longtime GLR driver, John Anthony. Good to have him back. And rolling out ninth, rounding out the field, is the number 88, Jamie Perkins, in that Veterans for Life Foundation late models stock car.
The green flag is out, and we're underway. Lap number 1 of 70 here tonight at South Boston. Tanner Bethea gets a great start there and takes the lead early. And caution is out. We got a massive pile up out back. Looks like Brandon Barrier has crashed. So let's go back and take a look and see what caused this second lap action here. And we're going to catch it right now with the 8 already sideways. So let's see if we can't back this up a little bit.
He had help. He definitely had help.
Yeah, and we're going to see this firsthand as they're getting down into the corner here. Looks like Doug Ellingson had already committed to the low line, and the 8 came down, and wow, it just gathered up quite a few cars here in the back. But we'll take another look at it one last time here. And that's one of those tough things, especially, when we're starting a race, and we'll see if we can't get a better angle at it. But you're going to see the 8 start to make his entry, and Doug Ellingson coming in at a very shallow entry and just gets into the rear end of him.
Right. And again, when I was talking about this race, this track being one groove and hard to pass, there are multiple options, though, with how you enter the corner. And what I found is if you do that shallow entry, you will save tires. But I'm going to guess that Brandon Barrier has been working on that more of an arc entry into the corner. And now you're throwing in other cars on the track. And that's where that stuff, you find out that what you do in practice may not always translate to the race. But
yeah,
I don't know. I was hoping this first lap we were going to get through green. And, I was going to be able to say this race has gone green longer than Aaron Rodgers' stint in New York. But
that's rough.
Unfortunately, that's not the case.
That's rough, man. Yeah, as we talk about a lot too, and we talked in a couple of practice broadcasts. Some of the things that we were going to be talking about as the pace car pulls off. Getting ready to get into the second green flag of the night here tonight on lap number 6. Looks like caution laps are counting here tonight, Jamie.
Well, then somebody made a mistake setting these up.
I tell you, we are a professional organization here at Goat Locker.
Hard to find good help.
Well, now it says lap number 3. All right, maybe live timing was just having an issue there or something. But now it is showing lap number 3.
Yeah, I am showing lap 3 on my end as well. So,
yep. So there we see Jamie Perkins there in the back. And we'll get his numbers all fixed up. Not too worried about that, but we'll head back up front here. But one of the things we talked about quite a bit is, just being able to kind of talk about some of the things that are happening in the race, the different lines, and then when we do have an accident or a caution to come out, to really kind of analyze it and see, maybe where we could do a little bit better. And that comes down to that racecraft thing. And, I get it when the field's all stacked up. I mean, you're volleying for positions and you want to get as many as you can. I think the the, the the better move there is for the 58 to kind of back out of that a little bit and see he doesn't have that spot yet.
Well, I think it kind of goes on both of them, right?
Yeah.
So Doug's just taking his entry to the corner. Both of them are just taking their entry into the corner. The
Yeah.
problem is what worked in the practice with no other cars on the track is not going to translate when
Yep.
you start putting other guys out there, right? So really, both of them were wrong. Both of them were right. So you're right. It's an awareness thing. Doug could have backed out a little bit,
Yep.
and the 8 car could have not taken that car down to the bottom from
Right.
so that angle that he did.
Yep.
So they both got sharing. When I know probably Brandon Barrios thinking, "Oh man, he's full of crap. Doug took me out," but that's really not the case. It was just 2 different lines came together at one spot, and
Yeah.
the end result was nobody gave way. So you've got a wreck.
Looks like this caution here, James Perkins is the one that went around. So let's go back and take a look at what happened there. And there we see that 88. And we'll kind of slow it down here. It looks like as he comes off the corner there, just loses the rear end of the car. And we're going to watch him kind of chase it around there a little bit. Yep. And
Did the 8 get into it? Did the 8 get again? No,
he was
maybe
really,
a little bit.
yeah, really, really loose there. We'll continue to kind of watch it through the corner. As we kind of, well, we're going to watch this whole thing here, apparently. Maybe I shouldn't have put it on quarter speed. And then again, you see it right there. It just comes out from underneath him on corner exit. He's got a lot of nose damage already. So, that is a vicious hit to the inside wall there.
Yeah, he still got that fast repair available. You can go in there and get that fixed.
Yep. But under caution again for the second time here tonight. A couple early incidents.
Yeah, and again, that's only, well, we went back racing at lap 3, so now that's 4 laps that we ran green. These tires are still getting up to temp, and I'm telling you, till they get good and hot, they are a little bit of a handful on exit. You've really got to be easy on that throttle. And honestly, I found when it does start feeling like it's getting ready to break loose, all you got to do is back out of the throttle with these cars, and they'll straighten right up.
And a big jump there by Brandon Barron on that restart there. Pulls out to the lead, and we see back there in 3rd and 4th, Matt Knights and Doug Ellingson battling side by side. It looks like Doug Ellingson's going to get it, being down there on the inside. And most of the field, well, all of the field right now running single file. Looks like John Anthony trying to make a move to get around that number 11 car. Or the number 17, whatever number it is. It's 17.
A good battle up front here between Brandon Barron and Tanner Bethea.
Tanner showed a lot of speed all throughout practice. He was top of the charts for the most part, and he really ran a lot of practice laps. So and it looked like he'd been working hard to find the speed in that car, and it definitely has. Because he's given Brandon Barron all he wants right now.
Yeah. Let's see. Go to the 58 car for just a second, if you could. I'm seeing Doug. Let's see if we see it. I didn't really do it that time, but I've noticed Doug getting a little loose off the corner, and it's really a simple thing of he's just getting back to the throttle too soon. If he would hold what he's got just a tad longer, a fraction of a second longer than what he's doing, he'll find that car it'll just drive straight up off the corner for him, and he won't be getting sideways like he is.
Yeah, you can tell that car is pushing up in the center because he's just getting back to the gas a tad bit early.
Yeah.
3 and 4 looks pretty good. He's actually using the apron there a little bit to de-wedge the car, which is kind of a little trick on some of these Oh, yep. And Matt
Ah,
Knight gets into the rear end of him.
ah,
We don't have to replay this one. Uh,
synchronized spin. Oh, and then the 11 gets in there.
yeah.
Good job. Good job of the 8 there, and whoever the car was behind that to not make that worse.
Yep. I agree. And we'll go back and take a look here as we're going to catch it a little bit late as Matt Knights is already around, but we kind of saw it live as it was, but just gets into the rear of him. The 17 gets through, the 8 woes it up and gets through, and Matt gets his car spun around and back right again. So we're under caution here for the third time tonight. And I know what everybody's thinking right now. They're thinking, man, that is the best race rewind graphic I have ever seen. Can you just leave that on the screen? I could, but I know you guys want to see some racing action as well. So I appreciate all the compliments. I do. I really do.
Yeah, that was John Anthony in the 00 was the other car that did a really good job of not just plowing through that, got their cars checked up and avoided the 2 cars that were basically stopped in the middle of the track. So that's the other thing we're looking for with this too, is for guys to learn that, you know, what you typically get in iRacing officials, which is cautions come out and everybody that's running in the back half of the field just thinks that they're going to use that as an opportunity, I guess, to regain positions, and they end up just plowing into stuff and makes the whole thing 10 times worse. That's not good. So great job by those 2 guys of avoiding this accident, and now we only got 2 cars involved instead of, you know, a bunch.
Yeah, I fully agree with you there. And we still see JB Perkins, sitting on pit road. He must have not have clicked that fast repair, and he's taking the slow route here. But it looks like that car is getting fixed right now, so hopefully we'll see him back out on track here after a little while. But we are working lap number 16 of 70 here tonight. And this is the season kickoff to the late model series here at GLR Racing. Proud to have Veterans for Life Foundation on board this year. The primary sponsor of the James Perkins car there. And you'll see their logo come across here. And what Veterans for Life Foundation does is they do housing for homeless veterans. They're working on projects really all across the Midwest right now to be able to bring or just be able to provide housing for veterans in need and their families. And they're doing a lot of really great things. And so we're proud to have them on board, and proud to have Jamie Perkins out here as well, representing them. But green flag is back out. And again, Brandon Barron with a great restart there. Tanner Bethea is going to fall in right behind in that number 11 machine. And here comes the 17 machine of Ryan Perkins.
No relation.
Yeah, not that we're aware of. Maybe not. I don't know. Too many Perkins. And at this point in time, I mean, I've led the last, I'm going to call it 30 years of my life with only one Jamie in my life. And now I got another one.
3 of them. Now there's 3 of them in this league.
Yeah, and it's just, it's confusing to me. These are confusing times for me. Looks like everybody's kind of got single filed out here. Again, this battle up front is real tight. I think I know you were talking about Jamie. I think if Tanner could get by, he could probably pull away, but it is just tough passing here.
Problem is, unless he gets up there and puts the bumper to him, or Brandon Barron makes a mistake, he's not getting by. There's no way. Maybe he'll prove me wrong, but I just don't see it. You know, like I said, I ran with Cameron Mason earlier, and it just didn't matter. Whoever was out front was going to be the faster car. The other person couldn't do anything with it.
And right now you're seeing both of these guys use that apron again just to kind of de-wedge the car a little bit. But really what it's doing is helping that car turn in the middle. You're taking wedge away from it, basically loosening that car up and helping it turn. And a lot of these short tracks, such as this one, I mean, it's a great technique to use as long as you understand what that car is going to do on that transition off the track and down onto that apron.
Right.
Yeah, I really don't want to take my eyes away from this. They've pulled away from Brandon Barrier by 2 seconds right now. couple little battles going on. Looks like Matt Knights has moved up, and caution has come back out. Looks like John Anthony's gone around this time, so we'll try to take a look at what happened to John Anthony. We're going to catch it here. There he is in the green and white, or the green, black, and white. 00. He's kind of in a little bit of a mess right here, so as they get down into the corner here. Oh, goodness, 86 gets really kind of loose right there. I think he's able to hold together. John Anthony's all the way down on the apron. And as he comes up off the corner, he's got the 17 to his outside. And you can see it there. They come together, and that turns John Anthony around.
Actually, it looks a little bit like some net code, but
yeah, it's one of those things that we've seen it, throughout the race as well. Oh, hello. As he's trying to get the car righted up, gets into the wall again. And that,
oh no.
there he goes. All right, back to life here. But you got to be able to use a lot of the racetrack coming off that corner. If you've got a car to your outside that isn't going all the way up to the wall as well, and what in that circumstance right there, I'm thinking John Anthony's thinking they're both kind of move up at the same pace, and so as he starts to come up the track, the 17 kind of stops going up the track and gets into the side of him. Luckily, doesn't take out anybody else or anything like that. But tough break there for the 00.
It'll be interesting to see if we see any guys take tires tonight. I know whoever's leading cannot come in to take tires. Brandon Barron, there's no way he can afford to come in and take tires and give up the track position, because if nobody else comes with him, he is not getting his way back through. But if you're at the back of this field and it gets later in the run, I definitely could see tires helping you out, gaining a couple positions back. I don't know if it's going to propel you to the front, but I think it would make a difference.
I think so as well, and I think if you're anywhere towards the back of the field, the back half of the field, you might as well. You're not going to lose a whole lot of track position, and those tires could make a difference.
Yeah, I would not take fuel, though. I did tell Cameron that earlier. I was like, do not take fuel. If you're going to do it, take tires only. Late models are so slow to get fueled. It's you'd probably be in bad shape if you did that.
All right, green flag's back out. We have changed to single file restarts here, which is, again, part of some of the rules and things like that we're going to utilize just, again, to help get green flag racing. If we have a rash of cautions in a row, and I believe Jake has kind of put out, if we have 3 cautions, every other restart's going to be single file from that point forward. Again, all in an attempt to get these guys as much green flag racing as possible. I thought he was coming in for that. Woo! All right, Tanner. Had to pause there for a moment. Yeah, he really wants to get by him. It's going to be fun. This one's going to be an interesting one to watch up front.
Oh, yeah.
It looks like old Jamie Perkins there. He's having himself a rough night. And his debut here with Goat Locker Racing, that car's just not going, and he's bringing it down pit road. He's bringing it down pit road. That is a damn good looking car. You'll see Veterans for Life right there all over that car. But tough sledding here tonight for him, as he's had to bring that car down multiple times for multiple reasons, but he's learning just like anybody else. Still a very heated battle up front here, as Brandon Barron and Tanner Bethea continue to race nose to tail. We'll go back and take a look through some of this. There's Brandon Barrier in that number 8 machine. Good to have him out here with us. Good looking car too, by the way. He took our colors, made a paint scheme, and it looks damn good. Not sure what's on the hood of the car though. Can't really get a better look at it. I don't know. Good looking car though. And there's Cameron Mason, as Jamie was talking about, running in that 86 machine. That 86 machine has seen better days for sure, but he's out there walking laps.
Well, I had to tell him earlier because he was practice. He was tearing the fence down, and it's kind of funny that he's got a fence sponsor on that quarter panel because man, he was up into it almost every lap. I'm like, oh, that's not gonna work.
He's just trying to give him some business. I get it, man. I get it. Tear the fence down. He's got the place to fix him up.
That's
Take a look
right.
Take a look at Ryan Perkins here in the number 17 machine, running back in 5th position, 2 spots up from where he had started. So having himself a decent night here tonight. There's Matt Knights. Great to have him out here. He's been a part of Goat Locker Racing for a while now and raced in a lot of different series with us. So it's great to have him out here. We see Jamie Perkins back out on track, and these guys going by him, giving him plenty of room.
I see Matt Knight still got that raccoon in the cage.
And Doug Ellingson and Jamie Perkins get together. And that is going to bring out the caution. I better say it should. There's a car parked in the middle of the... We'll go back and try to take a look here exactly what happened here. I think Doug thought he was clear when he was not. Because you're going to see Jamie Perkins here on the outside, and we'll slow it down here a little bit. Let's see if I can get a better angle here. And yeah, Doug comes all the way up into him. And that's what brings out the caution this time around. I don't know if Doug thought he was going to be a little bit higher or he was just fast enough to clear him coming off the corner, but obviously did not. And Doug Ellingson, second accident here this evening. Well, I got some guys having some rough races here tonight. But we are working lap number 37 of 70. We have made it past halfway, folks. Where's that soundboard? Where was the air horn when I said that?
Well, that was in Discord, so.
Well, we're in Discord.
Well, yeah, but I don't think. Well, let's see.
Yeah.
Don't get me started on this now.
Oh, there it is. The soundboard is back.
That's my favorite.
Woo! Yeah, folks, if you tuned into Goat Talk last week, which, by the way, JV, that was awesome. We had, 25, 30 drivers get together. We kind of got a chance to chat about what Goat Locker Racing Incorporated, the 501c3 is doing, the nonprofit's doing. We got to talk about the league and each different series, some of the different rules, just kind of remind people what was going on and different things along those lines. And then we just opened it up to what I called Gen Pop, and a little debauchery ensued from there. But it was a lot of fun getting the drivers together and just being able to chat with them.
Yeah, everybody. I think everybody had a good time. We actually got some legit, thoughtful questions, I should say. So it wasn't complete chaos. So, but it was a good time. I learned how to use this soundboard on Discord. Didn't even know it was there.
See? Old dogs, new tricks. We're back underway again here, working lap number 38 of our scheduled 70 here this evening. Thanks to everybody that is tuned in to the Goat Locker Racing Network, as we like to call it, here on Twitch and YouTube or wherever you're kind of tuning in, on your phone, on your computer, on your TV, in your car. Hopefully not in your car. That'd be a little weird. But we do appreciate anybody and everybody that tunes in to watch these guys come out and race.
I wouldn't call it too weird because there's been plenty of times that Mama Ellingson has watched the stream on her phone while traveling back and forth from Pagan's races. So,
solid.
Really not weird.
Solid. Well, disclaimer out there. I mean, if you're driving the car, don't watch our stream. If you're sitting in the passenger seat or in the back seat, or I don't know, maybe you got kidnapped and you're in the back of one of those windowless vans and you can actually get to your phone, don't call 911. Watch Goat Locker Racing and eat the free candy the guy gave you. But back to racing here, though. But it is cool. It's cool to be at the kickoff of the season. And JB, I don't think we put more work into an off season than we did this past off season.
It didn't feel like it was ever going to end.
Yeah, we made that comment back and forth to each other a few different times. Like, when do we get to race? When is all this stuff over with? Uh, we really wanted to shake things up around here a little bit. Um, put a ton of work into the off season, and that was everything from just running recruiting races to reinvigorating the league to reigniting our social media, just really getting back to the core of what we're doing. And then me and you spent an extensive amount of time interviewing broadcasters, and none of them lived up to what we could do. Well, if they tune in tomorrow night, they're probably like, "Oh, that's what a broadcast is supposed to look like." Because Eddie from V Speed Network is going to be broadcasting the Next Gen series, and we are so looking forward to that. He's been a great fan of Goat Locker Racing for quite some time, and we've mentioned it before. He made our hype video, but he is going to take over the broadcasting duties for Wednesday night in the Next Gen series, and then in NSRA in our what is it?
NASRA
Is
Motorsports, I think.
Yep, is gonna. And we'll have all the links put out. We'll put them out tomorrow on social media.
I thought
Yeah.
Tanner was going to make his move. He kind of got that mistake he's been looking for.
Yeah, and you can definitely tell the 28 is protecting that inside line. He's protecting it all the way down the straightaways. He does not want to. He does not want to give that line up whatsoever right now. That's really drawing in the 8-car of Brandon Barrier.
I was going to mention that it's getting ready to be a 3-car race here for the lead.
Yes, he is. He's making up gobs of time here for sure. We'll continue to keep our camera focused right here so you guys can tune in and watch. And yeah, it's heating up pretty good with 20 laps left to go. Yeah, that 11 machine is giving it all he can. He got a nose to the quarter panel this time.
He did exactly what he needed to do right there.
Yep, he is to the outside of the 28 right now. Powers that machine up, and I think within a lap here, he's going to clear him. It's going to be hard to hold him back. He's been faster. Oh, man, he tried to close the door, thought better of it. Good move on his part. Woo! And it is drug that number 8 machine right up to the back bumper of these guys. So that 11 car really needs to clear the 28 right now, or he's going to have more cars to deal with here shortly. And I think he finally got him now. So now he's just got to take off and set sail. And I think he will pull away. That car has been fast all night long. It was fast in practice, and you can tell he was just kind of biding his time right behind the 28. But the time came, and it was time to go. We'll see them come up.
That was impressive.
I didn't expect to see passing to the outside.
No. Oh, my goodness. Ryan Perkins into the wall, but
that was
continues under.
Yeah. Oh, man. Great piece of racing up front, though. Great piece of racing up front. But yeah, Thursday night, the Truck Series kicks off. We are expecting a full field out there as we actually close the roster only after 2 recruiting races. The third one we just used as a league warm-up. So expecting big things out of the Truck Series. But yeah, we will have all that stuff posted on social media and everything like that for where you guys can tune in. Because we're going to have multiple broadcasts. We got different organizations doing the broadcasting these seasons. Really what our hope is moving into next season, so early 2024, is that we have one company, one organization doing it all, so people don't have to figure out where they got to tune in each and every night.
Right. But we'll get those links up in our Discord, and if you're not in our Discord, then get with your driver, and they'll be able to get that to you.
Tanner almost made a mistake there, got real tight in the center.
Yeah, and Brandon was right there ready to pounce, so we got about 10 laps to go, and it's not over yet.
No, it is not.
There he goes. He's opened the door.
Straighten it up, guys. Straighten it up. There we go.
Wow. Great racing by those 2 leaders. Now they got to navigate the lap traffic here side by side. So we just went 3 wide in South Boston.
Yeah, I'm really impressed there with the 28 there. He just didn't run through it. He slowed down, let him gather the car up, and both of those cars kept going there. So great moves there, but looks like we had some action behind them as we were watching that. So Brandon Barrier has crashed here, and I kind of thought I saw something happening behind them. So we'll see what we see. So here comes Mr. Barrier here, the number 8 machine. And we got Doug Ellingson to the outside. Gets into the wall there a little bit. It looks like the 8 just... that's a whole lot of net code right there, my friends. Oh, what a tough break for the 8 machine. I mean, that was just all kinds of net code. We'll try to rewind it here a little bit and kind of show it again. And poor Jamie Perkins gets into another accident there. But you can see it right there. It's like that. Wow. Tough break there for the 8 machine. A lot of net code. And I always feel inclined to, Jamie. I mean, I know what netcode is. You know what netcode is, and most people, I think, that are tuned in and watching probably understand what it is. But at the end of the day, this is a computer software, and that software is not perfect. And we talked about it. I think we even talked about it a little week, and I think you explained it almost perfectly, Jamie. What is netcode?
Well, it's where now you put me on the spot.
Oh, sorry.
So basically, right, iRacing is connecting all these different computers from all over the world, right? I mean, because we've got guys we had guys from Australia even in GLR Racing, right? So when you've got multiple computers being connected and a signal being sent from all over this country, right, to one place, I guess in Boston where the servers are at, even though it's fast, it still takes time. Well, to make that work simultaneously, iRacing has to look into the future and predict where they think your car is going to be. So when they do that, and then maybe it's not necessarily in that, things don't necessarily align,
Mm-hmm.
then iRacing is going to make the assumption, oh, these two cars got together and they're going to make it. There's going to be a crash, right? You may not have actually touched, but iRacing's going to assume that you were going to, and then you end up with net code. It's gotten better over the years. It's definitely not as prevalent as it used to be, and there's certain situations that do make it worse. But it kind of is what it is. It's the nature of the beast. It's no different, in real life racing. You've got all these issues you've got to deal with that are out of your control, and iRacing's no different. Computer issues are no different than engine failures or other mechanical failures at the track. So it's just things you got to kind of just learn to deal with.
Yeah. Again, like I said, you explained it very well what it is. And sometimes you get involved in these things and you're like, what the heck happened there? And we've all been a part of one of those things. Like, I wasn't even that close to that guy. And then you go look at the replay and you're like, yep. It's just something you get used to. You grow accustomed to, and it's just a part of it. Like you said, it's like mechanical failures or anything like that. But as we continue to wind down the laps here, 5 laps left to go here tonight from South Boston Speedway in the season opener for GLR Racing's late model stock series. Been a pretty good race, Jamie.
It has. We've had a great battle up front all night long between Brandon Barron and Tanner Bethea, and we've seen some guys through the field that have kind of had a roller coaster night. Matt Knights, we saw kind of fall into the back, had his issues, and now we look up and he's running third. Same thing with John Anthony. He's kind of been up to the front, back to the back. Now he's up in the top 5 again. Not sure what Brandon Barrier, what happened with him. He was running third. Now he's back to, looks like 6th.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he was the one that was involved in that last accident with Doug Ellingson there and the big Odosa netcode. But we're winding things down here. 2 laps left to go to settle this thing out tonight. Brandon Barron right now has got this thing pretty much in hand here as long as he doesn't make any mistakes. White flag is out, folks. 1 lap left to go. And I tell you, he's run a solid race all night long. And, when that 11 of Tanner Bethea goofed up there a little bit. He was there to pounce, and he brings home the win here tonight. Congratulations to Brandon Barrier and that number 28 team on winning here tonight at South Boston Speedway.
Yep. I mean, great job by everybody, but man, Brandon and Tanner really went at it for the majority of this race, and Matt Knight's getting onto the podium here late. I'd say it was a pretty successful kickoff to this late model season.
I agree. I think it's awesome. As we see him bring it down.
Hey, no celebratory burnouts from Brandon Barrett. We're just going straight to the pits.
Yeah, what's happening right now?
Interesting.
What's up with that? No smoky burnouts? No nothing?
That was strange.
Man.
You gotta go burn them down.
I tell you what,
You did all that work to not do burnouts? What's up with that?
Yeah, I mean, you celebrate every win. You never know when you're going to get another one. But, hey, maybe, hey, I'm not going to say anything. It's not, hey, burnouts aren't required.
No, they're not required. Just
well, now they are. I'm just going to make a rule. You better do the damn burnout. Golly. It's for the people, man. The people want to see the smoke.
Right. Absolutely.
But yeah, damn good racing here tonight. Again, congratulations to Brandon Barron on the win here tonight. Tanner, what an awesome race for that kid. Coming home in second place. The Matt Knights ended up on the podium is awesome as well. A couple tough nights again. Doug Ellingson always seems to find himself in the middle of everything. Into the finish at ninth, not here tonight. Jamie Perkins in his first race out here finishes 17 laps down, but finishes in that 7th position. So some good nights, some off nights, some okay nights, but overall, I think some damn good racing.
Yeah, it was. It really was. We got a lot of decent runs in. Yeah. It wasn't just wreck after wreck after wreck. I mean, look, there's no way you were going to come to South Boston and not have accidents. The track is tiny. It's just tight racing. People are going to get into each other. I'm shocked that there wasn't more issues up front with the battle we had going from Brandon and Tan. Really, they only got together that one time, and they collected it up and kept right on going. So, great racing by everybody out here tonight. And what I'm proudest about is nobody quit. So everybody was still running at the end. May not have been on the lead lap, but so what? Keep digging. You get what you can.
Absolutely, man. So, well, what order do we want to do this in? Third to first, or first to third?
I'll go third to first.
Third to first it is. I do what the boss tells me to do. Let's go grab Matt Knights here and drag him up into the booth with us. Been a while since I talked to that young man. Old man. I don't even know.
Raccoon man.
There we go. Yeah, oh yeah, that's true. The raccoon guy.
Still got Rocket in that cage. Mm-mm.
Hey man, if anybody's gone out and seen that movie, that was a damn good movie. I think it was one of the best Guardians of the Galaxies ever. But
I would kind of argue it was one of the best Marvel movies ever.
Yeah, I mean, it was amazing. Absolutely amazing. All right, let's get back to the race. All right. Hey, Matt, it's Pat and Jamie up in the booth. You got a copy?
What's going on, fellers?
Oh! Hey, man, we were both sitting here wondering because we both watched Guardians of the Galaxy, Volume 3 and all that stuff. And why do you still have Rocket locked up in the cage, man?
That's not Rocket. That's Petey.
Well,
you know Eddie, right?
I do.
That was his pet raccoon. We call him Petey from our days, from our intensity days.
Okay, I got nothing on that one. So we're just gonna roll with it. But so congratulations to you and Petey. But hey, man, congratulations on a podium finish here tonight. Just take us through your race here a little bit. I know it was a little bit up and a little bit down and things like that, but take us through your race here tonight and how you were able to bring that car home in third place.
Oh, that's easy. It was tires. Was getting a little impatient at first, and apologized to Doug. Got in the back of him in turn 2 there, and at that point, as long as you're in your back anyway, and we got unlimited tires, you might as well take them when you can. And then I think there was 8-9 laps to go that last caution. Looked like I was the last car on the lead lap, and I said, well, if we got tires, I'm not going to lose a spot. I might as well go grab them. That's the best chance I got to try to make a pass here, and it just kind of worked out for me.
Yeah, Matt. I was kind of going into this race tonight, wondering if somebody was going to be able to do that. Like I said earlier in the broadcast, I had talked to Cameron Mason earlier today about that might be the play if you're towards the back, come in and get tires. So kind of glad that my strategy would have worked out. I guess Cameron ran into some other trouble, so wasn't able to pull that off. But how was the car handling tonight? I know seemed to be a little bit squirrely until the tires got worn, but how did it feel throughout the run?
You know, it was interesting because if you hug the line with the left side, it wasn't too bad. But if you were even a foot, maybe 2 feet off of that bottom line, it would just plow. Um, you know, and you know, played with brake bias a little bit to try to get a little turn in it, but yeah, it was really just trying to stay on the right line and throttle control and everything else. So you know, it was loose if you tried to gas it too quick, but it was tight if you didn't hit the right line coming into the corners.
Well, man, I
Oh,
mean,
good stuff. Oh, go ahead, Matt.
yeah, we're all rusty here. We used to have this awesome method. Like I'd ask a series of questions, and then Jamie does, and then the whole time you were talking to Matt, and I wouldn't even listen to you, man. I was like, "What am I supposed to say next?" Because Jamie's going to say, "You got any sponsors or shout outs?" Because that's not my part; that's his part. You know, so whatever you said, Matt, I just glassed over it. So, but you know, good deal.
Well, I'm glad it was important.
We saw some guys, you know, talking about the line you were driving and being down on the bottom and being 2 foot off of it. See, I did listen. We saw some guys actually use the apron a little bit too. Did you ever try to use the apron to kind of loosen that car up a little bit?
Yeah, but if you went just a hair too far, it was too much. You know, if you got your right side under the apron, forget about it. You were going to snap. At least that was the case for me in practice. Um, Coming off of 2, there was a little bit of room there that you could kind of cut it some, but you know, overall, you know, the groove seemed to be left side right on the line.
It's your turn, Jamie.
Okay. Oh, all right. Yeah, I was seeing the same thing earlier in practice as well, Matt. You could definitely use the apron to help you, but you could definitely go too far. So, all good stuff, man. Appreciate your input on that. So, that leads us to any other sponsors or anybody you want to thank?
Thanks to my amazingly hot wife for giving me a timeout to be able to do this. Thank you to everybody at Goat Locker for putting on this fantastic organization. You know, can't say enough good things about y'all. If I had one knock, it would be, can we get some hats for sale, please?
All right, all right. Well, okay, Matt.
I've already got a back order of about 5 to 10 right now.
Oh, good gracious! I just put an order in for new hats. Only me and Jamie seen them, so I'm not going to even describe them. We're going to say what they're all about or any of those types of things. But I promise you, Matt, once I have the new hats, we can talk. How's that?
Hey, promises, but I'll take what I can get.
Oh, goodness. All right. Matt, it's
Love it.
always awesome to talk to you, my friend. I'm not going to even allow you to talk anymore. I'm just going to talk louder and overtalk you. But
Love
congratulations.
you guys mean it.
Congratulations on a podium finish here tonight. It's awesome having you be a part of the league. I'm sure I'm going to see you later on this week in some of the other series. So, but again, congratulations on the season opener here tonight and that third place finish.
Thanks a lot, guys. Much appreciated.
Yeah, man. Why you got to call me out like that, Jamie?
How'd I call you?
No, why does he have to call me out like that?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, I kind of now that you brought that up, I kind of remember that PD thing. I know he's had that raccoon in the cage for quite some time. I know that.
It was ringing a couple bells, maybe not many for me.
Yeah.
But
that was so long ago.
it was. It really was.
That was a long time ago.
All right, let's grab Tanner here, our second place finisher. Hey, Tanner, it's Pat and Jamie up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah.
All right, that was short, sweet, and to the point. All right, man. Well, you ran a damn good race here tonight. I was commenting a little bit. I mean, you were fast in practice, damn sure fast in the race, and made an awesome move there towards the end of the race to the outside of Brandon to gain the lead, and then you guys got tangled up there a little bit. But, man, hell of a race here tonight. But take us through your race and how you were able to bring that number 11 home in second place.
Man, it was a very tough race. My car got tight plenty of times, and when I finally got around him, I feel like I just burned everything up trying to get on the outside of him. And when I finally got in front, you can see at lap 60 right there. I kind of just started washing up the track, and he just drove straight up under me.
Hey, Tanner, this is Jamie. Hey, man, definitely a great battle tonight, and congratulations on the second place finish. I mean, you and Brandon put on a show. I kept looking for you to, give him the bumper and move him out of the way, but I only saw the contact between you guys one time, and both of you did a great job of keeping it together and not really making it a bigger deal than what it was, and just kept on racing. So, how was the car handling throughout the run tonight?
It started off pretty good. It was loose in, loose out, like how I want it. Toward the end of the race, though, it got really, really tight, and I couldn't hang on with him anymore. But yeah, like you said, we made contact one good time. But like what I was thinking, I was like, if we make contact and we wreck both of us, we both go home with nothing. So I'd rather. I mean, I'm fine with second. I'm sure he's fine with first, obviously. But yeah, it was pretty good racing. I definitely want to try to get up to the front again. Maybe me and him will have another battle at North Wakesboro. But yeah, it was pretty fun.
Well, strong racing here tonight, and we saw a lot of guys. I know it's tough to pass. We saw some guys using the apron a little bit. So were you able ever to get down to that apron to use it to kind of help loosen that car up a little bit, or you talked you had to battle so hard to burn those tires up? I mean, tell me about some of the different lines you used throughout the race.
Like you said, toward the beginning of the race, I used the apron to not use and burn up the tires there for a while, and then my car just got so loose, I just went back how I was running during practice. I'd enter high, exit kind of low, mid, and get him. I'd catch him everywhere on the front straightaway, and he'd pull off on the corners. So
Yeah. Well, again, man, great job, great finish tonight. I know you want to win. Good news is you won't get an EOL next week for finishing in second, and Brandon will get one for winning. So there's that. But anybody else you'd like to thank? Any sponsors, anything like that?
I don't have any sponsors, but I'd like to thank my dad for putting everything together, and my mom for supporting me, and that's pretty much it.
Awesome, man. Well, hopefully they tune in and watch you come out here and race tonight, man. But great race tonight, man. Super, super awesome effort, man. Can't wait to see you next week.
All right, I'll see you.
Yeah, you got to give a shout out to mom and dad. I mean, you know,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, I still do. I still tell people to this day, I think the only person on the face of the planet that thinks I'm cool is my mom. She tells me I'm cool. I believe her. But stop laughing. It's not funny. I hope my mom's tuned in right now. Jamie's picking on me again. But and it looks like Brandon Barron is just he gone. I thought I
Oh
saw
my
him in
goodness.
the waiting room, and then he wasn't in the waiting room, so he must have had to take off here. But Brandon, if you're tuned in, or if you rewatch this a little bit later, whatever the case may be, one, congratulations on a hell of a race and a win here tonight. And two, what's up with no burnouts, man? Like, I really want to ask him that question.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. So
Again, maybe he didn't show up for the interview, no burnouts. Maybe he really had to go to the bathroom. I don't.
oh, that's true too. But the people want to know, and we're going to get down to the root of it. That's for sure. But what a great race tonight, Jamie. I mean, it was a lot of fun. Again, we didn't expect to have a whole lot of cars out here. Hopefully, we can pick up a few more. I think our goal is to have about 15 cars on track, and that's a good number. I think much
For this,
more it
yeah,
gets crowded, and we
yeah.
want this.
For what this series is, 15 is
Yeah.
kind of the sweet spot. I definitely really wouldn't want to see more than 20.
No.
I think 15 would be about perfect. So we have that many that have requested numbers. I don't know. We're gonna see how the rest of this week goes, but some guys might start getting called out because, if you're going to come in and request a number, we're going to expect you to show up. We put a lot into this. It's not costing you a thing to be here. The least you can do is fulfill the commitment you made when you came in and said, "Hey, I want a number to run this series." So right now, I'm not going to call anybody out, but that's probably going to be coming.
Yeah. And you don't want Jamie in your DMs, trust me.
Oh, it'll be public. There won't be any DMs about it.
Oh, never mind.
We'll be making TikToks about it. Everybody's going to. So look, we got 52 followers on TikTok. So if you want to be TikTok famous, just keep not showing up to races. You'll find out.
Yeah, now my head's all turning into stuff like that too. Just calling people out on TikTok, man, like a TikTok battle. It's gonna be awesome. I might put my goat locker hat on backwards just to get in the, get my Toyota chain on.
There you go.
Yeah, bust some suckers. All right, I gotta stop. But let's pull up the schedule here for the late model series. Good race tonight, though, man. Here at South Boston Speedway, always good racing. Next week, they're at North Wilkesboro. Awesome track, a little bit bigger, about 3/4 of a mile, so be able to spread out a little bit more. But two incredibly different corners. Turns 1 and 2, very flat, almost kind of like a gradual arc into a really kind of not steep arc. Not goes gradual to more. You guys understand what I'm saying. And then turns 3 and 4 is more of just a sweeping corner with some decent amount of banking in it, but it'll be a lot of fun there. And then the next week we'll head to Hickory, and then on the 3rd of October at Lanier, and then the last race before our first break will be at USA Speedway on the 10th of October. So a lot of great racing coming up here. And again, thanks to the sponsor of the series here, Veterans for Life Foundation. Of course, we have our other series sponsors too, and Jam Printing Promotions and Cruising Classics. Any final thoughts or words there, Jamie?
No, I think we pretty much beat it to death tonight. I mean, again, great race by everybody. Proud of people sticking it out and keeping going, even when they were well out of contention, but they didn't give up. So that's what I want to see with this. So good night.
All right, we'll see everybody next week.